welcome to Enliven Wellness. My name's Tessa Gurley and I'm super pumped to be here. So, very first thing is I want to say thank you to people who have subscribed and liked and found these videos helpful already. I am sorry I've been on a little bit of a hiatus. I finally got settled into my new place and I'm feeling so much better. So I'm really in a space now where I can focus on making more videos for you all out there. Who might be questioning if you're having mold illness or other health things. That's kind of my jam. That's what I'm going to school for. So one little quick house rule is I don't mind if you disagree with my videos, but just present your argument in a kind fashion. If you're just going to be rude and mean, I'm going to delete you. Just a heads up. So, and I'll block you too. But I want to keep this a nice healing environment, so let's do that. Anyway, so this video is going to be about the top 5 things, the top 5 symptoms that I had that made me question, I wonder if something else is going on here. So what got me thinking that is, I was eating super clean. I wasn't eating sugar at all, not even fruit. I made all my food, and I still do. I mean, I still do this diet, but this is what I was doing for like 4 years, and I still wasn't getting better, and in fact I was getting progressively worse. No matter how much I slept, no matter how much I didn't sleep, no matter how much I exercised, no matter how much I didn't exercise, no matter how much I ate clean or ate carbs or ate fat, I mean, it was like whatever, it didn't matter, I was still getting worse. And so I stumbled across something called The Biology of Belief, which is a amazing book and talk. You can find lectures of this online from Bruce Lipton, and basically what he has proven, and it makes total sense, is that you can take the healthiest cell, you, me, anybody who's super, super healthy, and then you put it into a sick environment, and it will affect you negatively. Yes, we can build up our resilience and build up our reserves and become less apt to the issues in the environment, but really you've got to have a good, clean environment, and we just don't put enough emphasis on that. So one of the top symptoms that I experienced was excessive, unrelenting anxiety. Like, it felt like it had its teeth in me, and I felt like I had aliens that lived inside my brain, and turns out that I did, and I'm probably still do. I'm still detoxing. It's the hardest to detox your brain, but I probably still have stuff going on up there. Not to say that I'm like an idiot, but anyway, I'm sure you've experienced this before, just like excessive anxiety. I literally would be just in a ball on the floor. I couldn't function. No matter how much therapy I went through, no matter how much meditation I did, I mean, I've been meditating regularly for almost 8 years now, and no matter how much I did, it wasn't getting any better. When I was exposed to my second round of mold, because I had 2 major mold exposures in 2 different apartments, in my second major mold exposure, it happened right after I graduated college. And it should have been like a super happy time, right? Like, I'm like, oh my God, I graduated college, I graduated summa cum laude, holy crap. But I was so depressed. So symptom number 2 was that I got massively, massively depressed. And I'm not the typical person that like gets depressed. I have anxiety, that's been like a lifelong issue, but not to the point to where it had been when I got exposed to mold the first time. And then the depression hit, which I had never experienced before. Like, I was sitting down with my mom and my best friend, and I just remember being like, the world is bleak, the world is totally black, and I really actually I very seriously considered killing myself. I had just bought a handgun to protect my house, and I was looking at it and I said, I'm gonna blow my head off. And I was like, whoa, like, I've never felt like this before. And the only thing that kept me from doing that, honestly, was looking at my cat, and because I love my baby boy, and I couldn't imagine, I had this vision of him finding me in a pool of blood and not knowing what to do, and I couldn't do that. So the depression, the anxiety and the depression just were suffocating me, literally. On the topic of suffocation, number 3 is severe shortness of breath. Now, I live in a really high upstate. I live in Colorado, so like my house is over 6,000 feet elevation. So granted, I don't have as much oxygen as some of you do. I also have something called macrocytic anemia, which is where my red blood cells are really, really big. So it makes it a little bit harder for me to get oxygen. So I mean, historically I've had a problem with shortness of breath, but it was getting to the point where I would just be standing there and I'd be like, you know, and it was just horrible. And it wasn't due to anxiety. I mean, yeah, sometimes it was due to anxiety, but other times it was just I couldn't breathe. Like I just couldn't breathe. And my VO2 max started to really go down, which is basically like my capacity to do cardio started to fall. And I'm an athlete. Like I've been an athlete my whole life. I lift heavy shit, I run, I do the stair climber, you know, I walk, I'm super active, I never sit down. And I was getting worse cardiovascularly, and I'm like, my God, what is going on? So I had these weird suffocating like feelings, and then that would increase the anxiety, then the anxiety would increase the shortness of breath, and blah, 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 blah. And then I got depressed because I didn't know what the fuck was going on, so it's a whole clusterfuck. The number 4 symptom that I started experiencing was this complete feeling of being trapped. So I know that these are a little bit more like esoteric symptoms, but they're really the key to knowing if you might be having a mold exposure. Like I would look around my apartment at the time and I was just like, I felt I had to get out. Like I was like going crazy. I would leave my apartment and I would go look around, and I would be driving and I would see any for rent sign, and I was like, there, I have to get out. Like I've got to get out, I've got to get out, I've got to get out. And like I didn't know why, but I was just like a rat in a cage. Like I was just like, oh my God, I have to get out of this place. And it's just this incessant like desire to escape. And it's your body's way of saying, you need to go. Like you do need to escape. You're right. Go. Like get out of this environment. It was really strange. So that was number 4, is just this incessant desire to get out of my location because I felt trapped. I felt totally trapped. The other symptom that I experienced really, really severely, and I'm debating to talk about which one for number 5, but I would say number 5 would be this weird fatigue that would happen to me whenever I came home. So I would literally walk, but it's even before I knew and had confirmed Stachybotrys in my kitchen that I knew it was in my kitchen. Because I would wake up in the morning, I'd be in my bathroom, you know, I'd be relatively awake. I mean, I was still like really suffering at the time, so I wasn't as energized as I am now, thank God. And I just want to let you know you can be there too. You won't have to feel that way forever. But I would walk down into my kitchen and I would literally be like a deflated balloon. Like I'd be like, and I would just get tired, and I'd get brain fog, and I wouldn't be able to see as clearly. I started having really whack vision problems. That's a whole other video, but my vision would get really brain foggy, and I would feel like I was kind of like in a mist. And I would start getting, again, the anxiety would start to kick up, and then like the shortness of breath. I mean, it was just like this whole conglomeration of issues. So top 5 symptoms that indicated to me that something else was going on: crippling anxiety, bleak, bleak, bleak depression out of nowhere. Oh my God, what was number 3? Oh, shortness of breath. And number 4 was the feeling trapped in my environment and feeling trapped in general. And then number 5 is that fatigue that just would set in when I was in a particular room, namely my kitchen. I later found out that is where the Stachybotrys was. Stachybotrys, for any of you who don't know, is like the badass bears of all toxic molds. Not all, but I mean, he's an asshole. Stachybotrys is an asshole, and it was confirmed to find in my kitchen. So anyway, I hope that this helps some people out there, because these are some of the symptoms that a lot of websites don't talk about and a lot of people don't talk about. They're a little bit more on the subtle plane and on the psychological plane, and just some of the stranger things that I noticed. So that's why I'm putting out this video for you, because if you're wondering if you have mold, you're probably watching this video right now. So I hope that this helps. So please If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm getting my master's in integrative medicine, as I said before. What I'm teaching here is not bro science. These are scientifically based videos on my experience as well as through my schooling. So just know that you're getting really good information here and you can trust it. Anyway, in the meantime, know that you can get better. And I do 15-minute free consultations to see if we jive, if you want to get deeper into your health. And then from there we can set up like a plan to get you to where you want to go. I always like to say, when you feel like you can't, learn that you can. And I will be there to hold your hand through the journey. So, all right, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.